Atlanta Hawks, man, they're back and dangerous. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Okay, and why I started singing that, I want to hear your opinions down below if you guys agree with me. This team is dangerous, okay? They are loaded with talent. It took a little bit for the chemistry to come back. Nate McMillan was fiddling with rotations, figuring out what would work this season compared to last. And honestly, I think it's gone pretty smooth. Smoother than, what anybody else on this team could have, expected. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about the Hawks. I mean, they did play the Spurs, who the Spurs, I'll admit, I was very high on, and the Spurs have died. I've literally not made a Spurs video. I'll make a Spurs video tomorrow explaining what's going on with them. But first off, Danilo Gallinari, Cam Reddish, and Lou Will off the bench is amazing. Those guys combined for 34 points off the bench, and basically they also hit 4 of 6 threes, okay? Or 4 of 7 threes. So those 3 guys off the bench are phenomenal. You get Cam Reddish, 3-and-D God, and then you get 2 scoring guys, Danilo Gallinari being a stretch 4, and Lou Wills being the microwave that he is. Clint Capella continues to do his thing, a rebounding god, had 5 steals, 3 blocks. This team's playing defense, and I've told you, John Collins is starting to look like the money that he's being paid worth, like he's actually looking like he's worth that contract. Kevin Huerter keeps doing Kevin Huerter, which Kevin Huerter, I think, at this point in his career, he's a guy, I mean, this year he's averaging 9.6, but for his career, he's an 11-point scorer. I think that's what it is. He's a guy who shoots like 45% from the field, 38% from 3, gives you like 4 rebounds, maybe like 3 assists and a steal a game on like 11 points. And he's perfect. He's perfect right there. Maybe he does take a jump. He's 23. He's out of UMD, which a bunch of my friends go. UMD is actually 45 minutes away from my parents' house. And they got DeLon Wright, who's finally they have a backup point guard, and Lou Will sometimes does the backup point guard with DeLon Wright, but DeLon Wright's better at defense than Lou Will. They got a great backup center in Gorgie Dang. And really, if they ever need to, they can go small ball, which they've shown with John Collins at the 5, which they do. Sometimes they take out Capella, they put in John Collins at the 5, and then they usually either have Cam Reddish and Danilo Gallinari on the floor together with, Bogdan and Trae Young, or they do Trae Young, Bogdan, Kevin Huerter, Cam Reddish, and John Collins. And the thing is like, look, John Collins is a beast, He didn't have any defensive stats show up tonight, but what he was able to do, just clogging the lanes, forcing this team, it was impressive. So I want to see, what you guys think. This is a team that, look, they actually take a lot of mid ranges. Trae Young took hella mid-range shots, but they do take a lot of three-point shots. And really what I think we're seeing with this team is they only took 26 threes tonight, and they went to the free throw line a lot. What they do is they just keep getting second chance opportunities by being the rebounding team that they are, and they force turnovers, okay? They play this suffocating defense, and I really do like it, what they're doing. They're really telling teams just outscore, okay? And they didn't win the rebounding battle, but they move the ball around, and they have way too many scores. Their whole starting lineup had double-digit points, and 3 guys off the bench had double-digit points, okay? When you're able to do that, you just have so much shooting and scoring, okay? So there's very few teams in the entire NBA who are able to really do that, and it's because not as many teams are loaded. I think the only teams you could argue that are loaded like this are the Wizards, the Nets, maybe the Bucks, and the Heat, and maybe the Suns. I think the Hawks, those 6 guys are the biggest, okay, and best of teams, okay? So that's when you watch this and you're like, holy crap, this team is deep. They got a lot of talent, and it's crazy, okay? So that's where I'm sitting, and I'm like, damn, they're awesome. And I think nobody's giving them the credit that I think they should be getting, okay, for what they've been able to do. Because it's somewhat impressive that this team was able to rebuild so quickly off of the additions that they had of Bogdan Bogdanovic and Danilo Gallinari. And now I've said this team is going to get better because Cam Reddish, Kevin Huerter. I mean, DeAndre Hunter isn't even out there, so once Hunter comes back, that's going to be awesome. I mean, the Hawks, injuries have, I think, stopped them from being able to reach their purest form. or like their best form, you know? So that's when you sit here and you're like, damn, this is a really good team, okay? And they're just like one or two pieces away from being able, not even pieces away. I think it's just a chemistry thing. I think it's more like, look, this team, there's been injuries. I feel like they've played less than 20 games where everyone's been healthy in the past 2 years. So when you do that, you're like, holy crap, is this like, you know? And I don't know, I just felt like it's a big moment for the Hawks, and they look good. I mean, they look dangerous, like more than they have ever been. So I think that's something that people need to like look at and be like, holy crap. So I want to hear you guys. Am I stupid? Is this stupid? I don't think it's stupid. I think it's a legit, like, this is a team that they're great at transition offense. They're great at everything. It's just that it's health. Health has screwed them in the past. And really, it seems like what's kept them from being able to be, you know, a top 3 seed, would we say, in the Eastern Conference this year. I think that's really what the injuries and like the chemistry hasn't been there because of like injuries. So I don't know. Am I being stupid, or I feel like this is like legit. Like this is like legit a reason why not people, but like they're not having success. Let me hear your thoughts down below, guys. That's basically it for me. I don't even know how long we're into this video, so let's find out in a second. It's a 6-minute video.